E aí, seus porras! Como vocês estão? Mais um episódio de Slay the Princess The President's Cut, episódio 4. Eu já tô gravando em seguida porque eu estou hypadaço pra continuar. Tô gostando bastante desse jogo, né? É interessante, é desafiador você querer matar essa puta a todo custo, saber do que essa Quenga vai se transformar, vai se transformar numa diabona, numa entidade, num fantasma, numa assombração, ninguém sabe. E a gente vai continuar e vamos ver o que é que dá, né? Paramos aqui, vamos lá.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Tá, mano,
path,
vou passar aqui, né? Vamos lá.
seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Vamos dar a volta
Do you
agora.
even know where you're going?
É onde eu não estou indo, que é a cabana. Não vou até a cabana. Tá.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away
Vamos
from the
ver.
cabin.
Eu não vou atrás dela, não.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path
Filha da puta.
also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Tá.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies.
Eu quero que
Like,
se foda, amigo.
your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Tá bom.
There's always a choice. But let me tell you right now that you're making the correct decision for pretty much everyone. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Vamos até a cabana dessa porra. Já que a gente não pode ir embora, vamos ceifar ela logo.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty.
Ah, já ouvi. Vamos sem nada, vamos sem nada.
The door to the basement
Olá.
creaks open, her voice soft.
Hello? Is someone there?
Eita porra, a voz tá diferente, hein?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for
A
the
voz
rest
tá
of your life.
diferente, hein?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game
conversar
by
com
coming
ela.
here unarmed.
Ela agora tá com cara de que tá querendo conversar.
Good.
Continuar.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Tá, chega aí, princesa. Tá normal ou tá diabona? Tá
You
normal.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Vamos lá, novinha. Opera aí
She's
pra nós.
beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Espera aí, vamos conversar.
Okay.
Espero que você coopere comigo, viu, princesa? Eita porra. Tá, qual é o seu nome?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Diga seu nome.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Tá, mano. Então, seu nome é Princesa, vamos brincar com ela.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Coopera, porra, oxi.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Vou te dar nome então.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade and slay her before it's too late.
Não vou soltar não.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation.
Você não se lembra do
right?
seu nome, mas se lembra que é princesa. Você acha que eu sou burro, né?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up
É
with.
verdade, mas acho que eu vou matar ela. Voltar pra cima e pegar o punhal.
Thank you.
Ó, já mudou a expressão, ó.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving
Já
the
mudou a
blade in the
expressão, ó.
cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Tô voltando.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Mano, vai começar tudo de novo,
She
né?
has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Tô voltando, princesa.
Where the princess sat
Puta
only a
que
moment
pariu, ela
ago, there's
cortou a
only a
própria mão,
severed
véi.
arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall, and she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me, or did this room get a lot bigger?
Vai, não percebi não, isso.
Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can.
Você virou a mão?
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Ah, mas eu vou. Vamos acabar
I
logo com
can
isso, né?
wait. I'm very
Eu
patient.
percebi.
You
Tá,
do
então.
your best to patiently wait her out,
Ah, mas vou esperar.
but eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
Não vai dormir
Come
não.
on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Tá que pariu, mano. Uma
You step
abertura
into
da
the
sombra.
shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Vou ir.
Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Eu tenho a vantagem, meu parceiro, mas esse corno ia dormir, velho. Você viu, não? Ele falando que tá ficando exausto, que ia dormir.
Everything goes dark,
Tomar
and you die.
The Beast and the Harlot.
You're on a path in the
Vou
woods,
pular aqui essa merda,
and
não
you're here.
consigo. Tá. Mas tá acabando então. Vamos ver como
A
é que tá.
warning. Before she will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and see. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Corno, velho. Tá acabando, então vamos ver como é que tá ali dentro. Qual é a da esquina?
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Vocês estão ligados que essa porra desse cara, ele morreu por uma mina que tá sem a mão? Agora que eu fui me ligar.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you...
Tá, vamos pegar. Pegar o punhal.
You take the blade from...
Eu vou entrar no porão. Não vou perder tempo com a porra desse espelho não.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
Vai tomando como a mina virou leão, quer ver?
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling.
Claro.
You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from...
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Tilintar seu cu. Vou correr.
Filha da puta! On instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit, what do we do?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
Realmente, velho.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
Ela quer matar. Não parece, né?
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Disse que muda. Espera ela atacar pra revidar.
This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive. If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take, as the princess lunges from the shadows once more, tighten her grip on the blade or lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you.
Você acha que é assim, princesa?
You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness.
É que Quenga, velho. Ela tá mais vestida.
Look at that! We wounded her. And she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
É, pô. Eu sou monstrão também, mas que precisa de uma faquinha pra matar os outros.
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery. You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor.
Você vai sair com cicatrizes, sua puta.
The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Ai, puta.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Pois é, mano. Nunca viu.
You're on a path in the Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning. You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have
Esse
saved us
negócio
from
de
her
caçado,
hunger?
de teimoso, de não sei o que, então é significa. Tá, calma, deixa eu formular uma frase. Calma aí, estudantes. Pô, assim que a gente vai passando pelos mundos, as experiências que a gente vai passando com a princesa, no mundo seguinte a gente vai tendo novas vozes. É referente àquela experiência que nós passou. Voz do caçado. A gente foi caçado, né? Na primeira run lá. Na segunda a gente foi. A gente tentou matar ela, né? Morremos. Mas a gente tentou matar ela, então é a voz do...
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you. Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done.
Sentada, né?
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
Pois é, mano.
And how do you intend to do that? We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows. well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we? He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Pois é, mano. A gente tá matando nem quando ela é humana, quanto mais ela se transformada em bicho.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do. So, we need a plan. We've already been over the plan. I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
Pois é.
It's a better plan than you had last time. I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
Tá, muito obrigado. Vamos ver o que é que nos a...
The interior is dark and
Nossa,
overgrown.
mano, nossa.
Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade, even if it's not a very big one. Is no one going to mention the mirror? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Vai ter esperando a porra do dinossauro, do dragão, não sei. Mas fica vendo. Pegar a porra do punhal, vamos embora.
Take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. One step closer to ending this.
Até você.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement. You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique. That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves. You bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mould and decay. The damp walls leave streaks as you crawl forward on hands and knees. You're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Ela já não sabe que a gente tá aqui. Vamos descer nessa porra.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Nada disso.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
Já até imagino que essa porra deve ter se tornado, velho, monstro totalmente grotesco.
There, she's about to strike.
Escutando ela andando aí, ó.
With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. You're quick to react, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment.
Como é que vocês sabem que essa aqui é a princesa, cara? Daí pode ser simplesmente um dragão que tá guardando a princesa.
See? I told you.
princesa.
We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move
isso
now.
mesmo.
Her gleaming eyes watch you from the shadows, unblinking. There's fear in them now, but it is a fear wreathed in fury, and beneath it all lurks something far more primal. Hunger. Yes, she knows your strength now, and she wishes to devour it. How unseemly.
Ih, rapaz, que papinho é esse, hein? Sou macho, rapaz.
I'd like to see her try.
Isso mesmo. Eu gostei desse teimoso.
The princess lunges with even more ferocity than before. Both voices were right. Within that ferocity there is the clumsiness of doubt, a chaotic
Pior
dance
que essa
between
rapariga não tá
impulse and
falando nada,
restraint.
né? Nesse mundo aqui.
Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your confidence. And yet, for all the wounds you've managed to inflict upon her, you remain at a stalemate. And then you start to lose ground. While your body slows, hers quickens, her wounds mending as she licks the blood of her prey from her dripping maw.
Aí é foda, mano. A mina tem regeneração.
So she really can devour our strength. Can we do something like that? All these wounds are starting to add up. Nah, screw that. We're not stooping to her level. We'll just have to give this our all, end it in one final hit. We die if we do that. We have to make ourselves like her. We have to embrace instinct.
Vamos lá, mano.
She shifts towards you, her bloody grin shining in the dark. And then you see it. Your opening. Take it! Put her down like the mindless beast she is.
Peraí, deixa eu ver. Vou essas distintas aqui que eu não reparei, mano. Vamos morrer se fizermos isso. Temos que nos tornar o que ela se tornou. Nada disso. Coração.
You hurl yourself towards the princess, your movement too quick, too bold for her to intercept.
Se era uma abertura clara, né? Então vamos aproveitar essa porra e matar ela, mano.
Yes, yes, we're going out in a blaze of glory. Nature doesn't have glory. This is just death.
Meu amigo, era eu ou era ela, mano. E eu sou mais ela.
She howls in pain, retaliating with claws and teeth, desperately tearing, trying to devour you to make herself whole once again. Chunks of your flesh are torn away, feathers and blood and bits of gore splattering to the ground. But your work is already done. No sating of her ravenous hunger will be enough to mend her now. Though her flesh begins to seal itself around you, she cannot remove your blade from her heart.
Se fudeu.
You and the princess collapse to the floor together, your bodies fused, entwined in a bloody mass of limbs and teeth. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Eu também não.
As the two of you fade, a new emotion creeps into the princess's eyes. Something akin to shame. What have we done?
Isso claramente não é uma princesa, mano. Olha o shift de demônio dela.
I guess that's it. At least we saved the world. Right?
Exatamente.
Right? He's gone. Everything is gone. Except her. And us. It doesn't matter. We
E o lado não tem
won.
nada a dizer sobre isso, não? Os olhos da princesa falam novamente. Sinto frio. Não quero sentir frio. Foda-se. Aqui, ó. O frio que ela... Nada. Ah, não recomeça a maconhagem de novo, mas... Puta que pariu. Você não teve a oportunidade de responder, nem terá. É hora de partir. A memória retorna.
She's gone. Where did she go?
O golpe heróico mantém a
Should
sua
we try and
humanidade
find
diante
her?
do instinto em um covil escuro.
And is that a...
Tá, mas vamos parar aqui e vamos pro espelho.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be... That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Ai, vamos pro espelho. Conversar com ela agora. Você se aproxima do espelho.
Oh, I don't like that silence.
É, tá sem voz, sem nada. As vozes parecem pequenas, tá. Já ouvi sair. A decomposição, você definhou. Por que, mano? Na outra eu cresci, agora eu tô definhando. Vou conversar com essa Quenga, vamos lá. Tá, vamos ver ela. Transformada em Pégaso. Nossa, que bicho
I
feio.
am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Tá certo?
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Você não pode ser uma contradição. Contradições não existem. Tá, vamos perguntar isso
It
aqui.
changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse?
Tá, vamos lá, hein?
How strange of you to ask me then.
Você acha desse aspecto?
This one is consumed by instinct, a dancer moving to the rhythm of the flesh. She will make for a ravenous heart.
Ah, então essas mãos é como se estivesse absorvendo a porra do monstro, né? Entendi. Da outra foi o que mesmo? Foi uma assombração, né?
She wishes me to devour you, to make you a part of myself.
Então eu tô meio que formando
But she is
uma
only
boa
a
entidade
voice.
à medida que eu vou vendo os mundos, né? Tentando matar essa princesa.
Do not mourn her, for she is part of something greater.
Tá, velho. Aqui. Cadê? É, aqui.
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Eu vou comer essa porra agora.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no... I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Você seria uma ótima filósofa, viu? Puta que pariu, velho.
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences. You have your responsibilities, and I have mine.
Tá bom. Então você entende a preferência sobre como mudar o PC.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to contemplate the gifts you bring me.
Tá. Perguntei o que pra essa porra, mano? Tá.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. I will regret destroying you if that is what we come to.
Tá bom. Estou pronto pra voltar.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Eu fico espero você morre. Tá. O herói é a princesa. Um coração voraz, leve o covil para ela.
You're on a path in the
Cala a boca, maconheiro. Pois é, pessoal, mais um episódio terminado. É um episódio interessante até, mano. Tô começando a entender mais sobre essa... Vou chamar de entidade, essa entidade que aparece nos finais de cada ciclo. Estamos formando ela, né? Trazendo mais perspectivas de pontos de vista da princesa e do próprio protagonista, né? Estamos transformando essa porra aí Estamos trazendo novas experiências pra ela. E eu vou continuar querendo matar essa princesa, velho. Eu quero saber mais sobre ela. Já sei que ela não vai me dizer o nome, que ela vai tentar me enrolar, não sei o que. Ela realmente quer destruir o mundo. Então eu vou tentar matar ela nesse próximo mundo. Ver o que acontece. No primeiro mundo a gente viu o que acontece, né? Ela se desvia e mata nós. Mas fazer o que? Então é isso, pessoal. Muito obrigado por ter acompanhado até aqui e até o próximo episódio. Valeu!